Have you ever listened to someone speak and just felt completely drawn in? When the words just seem to work? Well, it's not magic, but there is a hidden structure to it, a powerful set of patterns that can shape how we think. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this amazing craft. All right, let's get right into it.
There's this really common myth that persuasive scripts are like magic spells. Like you just read the right words out loud and poof, everything changes instantly. But as this quote points out, that's not really how it works. Of course, it's not that simple. The real power isn't in some single magic word, but in the structure that lies just beneath the surface.
So let's totally reframe this. Let's throw out the idea of mysterious magic spells. Instead, think of this as a craft, something you can actually learn. What seems kind of unpredictable is actually built on very structured, repeatable patterns. It's not about casting spells, it's about understanding how language really works.
So to kick things off, let's officially bust this myth of the magic script, because we have to understand the basic building blocks before we can really appreciate the incredible things you can build with them.
And this right here, this is the core idea. A script is really just a collection of these things called language patterns. Honestly, the best way to think of them is like Lego bricks. Once you know what each different type of brick does, you can start combining them to build pretty much anything you can imagine.
Okay, so let's move on to the next piece of the puzzle. Before we even get to the specific patterns, the Lego bricks themselves, there are some general rules. Think of them as a best practice guide for putting those bricks together.
Okay, so this lays out some really important rules of thumb, and each one has a super clear purpose. For example, using the present tense, that makes everything feel like it's happening right now. A positive focus is huge because it helps you move towards what you want instead of just running away from a problem. Being conversational and using a little repetition, well, that just makes the ideas feel natural and stick in your brain. And check out this last one, leaving gaps. This one is so cool. When you're a little vague on purpose, you invite the listener to fill in the blanks with their own details, which makes the whole thing way more personal and powerful for them.
So, we've got the ground rules down. But now we get to the really juicy part. The real secret here is learning how to speak more to the unconscious mind. To kind of bypass that critical, analytical part of our brain that just loves to argue and say no.
And this is a fantastic way to see the difference. If I give you a direct suggestion, like, you will be confident, your brain might immediately push back and say, no, I won't. But an indirect one, like, you find yourself confidently entering the room, well, that feels different, doesn't it? It just feels like you're observing something that's already happening. It's much, much harder to argue with.
So, how do we actually create these clever indirect suggestions? Well, that's where the toolkit comes in. We're about to open it up and look at the specific language patterns that great communicators, from therapists to marketers, use all the time.
First up, we've got embedded commands. Oh, this is a classic. You've probably had this used on you and never even noticed. You just take a direct command, something like relax now, and you wrap it inside a bigger, more conversational sentence. The real trick is to subtly change your tone or your pace on the command part so the unconscious mind hears it loud and clear, while the conscious mind just thinks you're having a chat.
Here's a perfect example. The conversational wrapper is, you find yourself starting to, but that hidden instruction, the real message, is let yourself relax. It's direct, but it's delivered so smoothly and indirectly.
Okay, next tool in the box is something called a presupposition, and this one is super clever. It's when you say something in a way that just assumes a key part of it is already true. You don't argue the point, you just talk about what happens next.
See how this works? The sentence doesn't ask if you'll relax. No, it just presupposes that you are relaxing more deeply, and it smoothly moves your attention to the next part of the experience, that you're beginning to feel different. It's already a done deal.
Now this one is beautifully simple, but don't let that fool you. Tag questions. You just make a statement, and then you stick a little question on the end to get the other person nodding along. It's a great way to turn a potential command into something that feels more like teamwork.
And you will take control of your life, won't you? That little tag at the end, it just pulls you in and makes it so hard to disagree. It builds this momentum of agreement. It's a really clever technique, isn't it?
All right, this next one is a powerhouse. It's called complex equivalence. All it does is create a really simple equation in someone's head. A means B. You link two different things together and state that one is the same as the other.
And here it is in action. A is the physical thing you can't deny. Your breathing has become slower.
B is the result we want, you are relaxing so well. And that little phrase, that means, that's the magic bridge that connects them. It makes one the absolute proof of the other.
Okay, theory time is over. We've gone over the rules, we've peeked inside the toolkit. For our final section, let's put it all together and see how these patterns are woven into an actual script designed to help someone sleep.
So the script kicks off by creating a cause and effect link. It starts with something that's just an undeniable fact, the cause. You are lying still in bed. Then it directly connects that to an effect. You'll find yourself starting to relax. It's basically saying, because A is happening, B will happen.
Oh, this is a great one. The script doesn't try to invent a feeling out of thin air. Instead, it just asks the listener to tap into their own library of memories, to remember that time they were already perfectly relaxed. This brings a real positive feeling from their past right into the present moment.
And there it is again, our old friend, complex equivalence. The feeling of relaxation that you're experiencing right now is being directly tied to that big future goal. The script is saying that this present feeling means you're already on your way to success for the whole week. And this is where it gets really elegant. You see how it builds on itself? This creates a powerful feedback loop. Each statement just assumes the last one was true and builds on it. The more comfortable you become leads to the more relaxed your body feels. It's like a gentle cascade that leads the listener deeper and deeper into that relaxed state.
So when you break it all down, it's not magic at all, is it? It's a craft. It's a structured, learnable system for communicating in a more powerful way. And the cool thing is, once you start to see these patterns, you see them everywhere. In advertising, in great speeches, even in everyday conversations. This knowledge doesn't just demystify persuasion, it gives you a new way to listen. The only question is, now that you know what to look for, where will you notice them next?